Okay, this is going to be a walkthrough of your financial analysis assignment. Again, take a time to go through these tutorials as well because they are very helpful. So our instructions are to recreate this financial analysis document in Microsoft Word exactly as shown in the image above using US dollars. So our very first thing is we're going to insert a table that is 3 by 12. So I'm going to go to my blank document. Right here up at the top, I have insert and table. I'm just going to click on insert a table. So this opens up a screen where I can tell it I want it to be 3 columns wide by 12 rows long. And we're just going to leave it at that for now. So there's my table. Couple of things first off to note. In the picture, we have a title here. So this is one big long cell instead of 3 columns, and the second row as well. We also have some center alignment on the titles and on the dates. Some of these headings are left aligned, some of them are right aligned, and the numbers, the dollars, are all left aligned. I mean, right aligned, sorry. Left and right got confused there for a second. So to merge cells, if you highlight all 3 cells in the top row and then go to layout for the table, there's a button right here that's merge cells. And so it just merges that for me. So I'm going to do that for the first and the second row because that's where my titles are going to go. And again, for all those different alignments, that is just on the home page where you use your paragraph alignment buttons. So if I want it center aligned, I just do that while my cursor is in that cell. And you can figure that out as you go down. So, so that you don't have to sit here and watch me type in all of that information, I now have this is the same thing, but I have typed in all of the information. And again, you can see I have center alignment picked on that one and on the dates. Revenue, I've got left alignment selected. Down here on these titles, I have right alignment. And on these dollars, I also have right alignment. So you type in everything down to transportation. Then in cell, so this is column A, this is column B, and this is row 11. So in cell B11, I need to insert a formula. Except it's going to be found in the layout. So with my cell or my cursor in cell B11, I'm going to my layout section for the table, and this FX is the formula button. So I click that, it opens this up, and I want it to be sum above because we're just going to sum up these expenses. And I'm going to tell it I want the format to be with the $ and the decimals. Click OK, and it inserted that formula for me. I toggle my fill code, you can see that it inserted that formula. And then if I toggle that back, it's got that. Mine is highlighted because of a setting that I have. Yours does not need to be highlighted in gray. Just note that, yeah, it should just look like these regular numbers. So again, now I'm in column C, row 11. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to do that sum above. I'm going to select the number format that I want and click OK. Now in net revenue, we want to take the revenue and subtract the total expenses. So with my cell in column B, row 12, so this is B12, I'm going to click formula. Now I'm going to erase some above because I don't want that. I want cell B4 minus cell B11. So this is B4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's row 4, column B. And then we already decided this was B11. Change my number format, click OK, and it did that. So again, I'll toggle my field code so you can see it's inserted B4 minus B11. So again, it's the formula. Now I'm in column C. So I want to take C4 minus C11. Set my number format and click OK. All right, so let's go back to our directions. So I've typed and I formatted the text as shown. I put in my dollar signs. And then I did step 3. I did the sum above in the total column or the total row. And then I did the B4 minus B11 and C4 minus C11 in the net revenue column. Okay. So that takes us down to here. Now we need to make it this color, and there's a very simple way to do this. We're going to go in and apply grid table for accent to style. So let's go back here, and just with my cursor anywhere in this cell, I'm now going to go to table design, and it shows me all of these styles. I'm going to arrow down, and you'll notice if I highlight over it, it shows me this is grid table 3 accent 1. Well, I need grid table 4 accent 2. So it's going to be this orange color. If you have an older version of Word or if you're on a Mac, it could be a different color. Just let us know in the comments why yours is a different color, but visually it should look very similar to this one. So just like that, with one click of a button, it's changed all of the formatting to be match what was asked for in the directions. Oh, I forgot. I need to remove the mark for the first column checkbox in the table styles options group. So let's go back here. And so if this is checked, make sure you remove that check mark in the first column. Okay. Our next instruction is below the table. I need to insert a column chart in Word to create a visual representation of the expense categories in 2019 and 2020, exactly as shown in the image below. So here's our image. This is a 3D clustered column chart, and I'm going to need to do some adjusting on some of the information because we only have 2 series and they want them to be labeled 2019, 2020. I want to make sure that these headings are correct, and I want to make sure that my data is correct. So let's go that far. So with my cursor down here, I'm going to go to Insert, Chart, and I want to pick 3D clustered column. So if you notice, if I hover my mouse over the different options, it tells me what they are. So I want 3D clustered column. So click OK. And this chart jumps in here, but you'll notice it doesn't look anything like it's supposed to. So I just need to make some adjustments in my data here. So the first thing it said to do was series 1 is supposed to be 2019. Series 2 is supposed to be 2020. And then Series 3, I don't need. So I'm going to hover this over until I get this little black arrow, double arrow in the corner. Click, left click, and just drag that over one so that now it's only has selected these two columns. The other thing is I have 5 expenses, so I need to add one more row to my selection. So I have buildings, I have payroll, benefits, marketing, and transportation. Okay. And then I've tried copying these numbers, but I'm not getting that to work. So for me, I'm going to type in the numbers from the column of 2019. And then 2020. Okay. So again, Series 3 is not selected. We just have this information here. And I'm only including the expenses. I'm not including any of the total rows. So just the expenses, their headings, and I changed my series there. Okay, so already this looks better. I do want to edit this. So I want to format the axis. And I want it to be accounting. So it has the dollars and it has the decimals. Okay. The other thing that it asked us to do was format the title. Right now it escapes me what that title was. U.S. Limited Products Financial Analysis. So I need to, so if I just click on chart title, I can highlight this, U.S. Limited. Click enter. Analysis. Whoops, too many enters. Okay. So now I've got my chart title. Let's see. So we got the series taken care of, the 5 expenses. I changed the chart title. Now I need to move the legend to the right. So this right here is called the legend. And if you'll notice in my chart, it's at the bottom. So if I go back into chart design, add a chart element, I want to go down to legend and I want it on the right. So that moved it over to the right. Okay. Now I need to change the style. So it wants me to choose style 9 on the design tab. So with that highlighted, I'm in chart design. Here's my styles. And remember, if I hover over it, it tells me the style number, and I want style 9. The last thing in the directions, it wants me to change the color to be monochromatic. So, and to match my chart above. So I want to click down here under change the colors to monochromatic, and that changes the colors for me. Let's see what's left. Monochromatic. All that's left now is to save it with my name and to submit it.